Hi, I'm Bryce Taylor.
And I'm Jacqueline Hammett from the City School Student Media Team.
And welcome to Building a Generation. Our show highlights all of the amazing things our students, staff, and communities are doing to make a difference across Baltimore City Public Schools.
Thanks for joining us on our mission to build a generation.
In this episode, we are ending off the school year with a total of 9 stories.
Hopefully you'll stick around because we definitely have a lot of inspiring stories to get through.
First, we'll take a look at the class of 2019 with Jasmine, then take a trip down the yellow brick road with Bassin as she checks out the Western High School performing The Wiz. After that, Alana takes us to the Aquaponics lab at Poly. Reporters are on point.
But it doesn't stop there. We then jump over to Empowerment Academy as we go behind the scenes for their school play, Lion King Jr. Umaru attends an event celebrating first-year teachers, and Imani is also here to share her experiences at Baltimore International Academy. And just when you might have had enough, we explore what the Bmore Me project is all about. Hear stories of resilience from students of the City Schools 2019 Teacher of the Year, Kyer Butts, and the episode ends with an epic end-of-the-year video hosted by City School CEO Dr. Sonja Brookins Santelises. Like we just said, this is epic, so let's get to the first story of the episode as we celebrate the class of 2019 with our own graduate reporter, Jasmine LaPrey. All right, let's see it.
Hey, it's Jasmine. It's graduation season, and I just graduated from Baltimore City College. So for my last story, I wanted to go visit other graduations. So today, I'm going to Green Street Academy and Dunbar High School. Congratulations, class of 2019. Hey, I'm here with Samaria Tyler, and she's about to graduate in a couple minutes. So how are you feeling today?
Right now I'm feeling really excited, kind of sad because it's the last time I'll be able to really lean on the people, the community that was built around me for so many years. Leaving, it feels like kind of closing a chapter in my life, but overall I'm just really excited.
Can't explain the feeling. After 4 hard years to get done with this and go on to my next journey.
Graduation Day is a day of rejoicing, for it marks the conclusion of an educational journey and the commencement of a new adventure. Today signifies the culmination of 4 long years of hard work and the relentless pursuit of knowledge.
Never let failure stop you, right? So never, if there's always going to be obstacles in front of you, and the key is, no matter how hard it gets, just keep trying, keep moving forward. We gave all of our graduates a book called Grit, and that idea of just never quitting and never giving up and just going for your goals no matter what happens.
To my fellow students who I've been with throughout all of high school, this is what I'll leave you with today. Each day is another chance to be a better version of yourself. Stop thinking you're not ready. Most great opportunities in life forces us to grow beyond our comfort zones.
Who do you feel like is your biggest supporter or your biggest inspiration through high school?
My friends, the staff, the school, really, they help us through everything. They deal with us a lot. We get through our classes and stuff. So I say the staff, the school, my friends, it's like a whole big family.
I feel like my mother has inspired me the most, honestly. I feel like she pushed me so much to do my best my whole high school year and all that. And honestly, I feel like my teachers and just people around my school inspired me to do so as well. They just want us to overachieve and like just do more than what they've done in their lives.
My father, growing up as a single father, is he's like a role model for me. He shows me what I can do, what I need to be, and how to push myself to be that person.
It's just one teacher that I have. Her name is Miss Katrona, and she pushed me emotionally, physically. She's been there through school, through personal emotions, through everything. So I appreciate her through everything.
Today is a great day to be a poet. Just look around and see all the faces and personalities that have assembled in this place to celebrate with the 103rd commencement class.
There are going to be a lot of ups and downs, but every time you fall, you have to get back up. And those times that you do fall, they'll teach you a lesson. And you have to ask yourself, what am I supposed to learn from this? What am I supposed to gain from it? Because in every obstacle, there's something that we have to learn. So through those trials and tribulations, we'll discover who we are, who they are, and they'll forge their path.
Never give up on your children, because at any given time, they may decide that they're going to turn everything around. You just don't give up on them.
Graduates, you may now turn your tassel.
If I could change anything is when I first hit high school, just really getting a head on my shoulders where I need to do this now, rather than waiting later and then trying to clean up my mistakes.
Like all the assignments, like scholarships, college applications, and schoolwork, like basically trying to stay on task and complete everything on time.
In the process, in trying to become successful, you're going to fail, but it's up to you to get up, try again, and work harder.
Do you have any advice for any underclassmen or anybody that's about to graduate?
Study and do your work and pay attention in class and take high school seriously.
Hold your head high. It's gonna get tough, but you gotta push through it and finish strong. Don't let the critics get to you.
Always believe in yourself and stay focused.
Do a lot of internships so you can build your resume so you have more opportunities in college.
If you really push yourself, you can really be whatever you determine to be.
Today has been awesome, but also emotional. For the past 4 years, we've been through so many obstacles, but guess what, class of 2019? We made it. For the last time, this has been Jasmine LaPrey for the City School Student Media Team. See ya.
Those seniors were really excited to graduate, and I'm sure that they will have a bright future ahead of them, and Jasmine too.
I feel the same way. Congratulations, seniors, for making it this far, and remember to stay focused.
And now let's shift gears to our next story and recap the Wiz performance at Western High School.
This all-female spin on the Wiz brought inspiration, teamwork, and passion.
Sounds exciting. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, this is Bass and Saw, and we are at the Poly Western Auditorium to check out the performance of the Wiz put on by Western High School. Let's head down the yellow brick road and see our amazing students in action.
Where the Munchkins live?
Excuse me, would y'all mind making noise in front of some other gate?
This is the first time the Wiz has ever been done with an all-girls cast. Wiz is a story about Dorothy who is living with her aunt because her parents were caught in a fire. They passed away. She's trying to run away to go home, and she gets caught in a tornado and gets taken off to this Munchkin land. And someone told her if she went to go see the Wiz, he would give her special powers to get back home. And on her journey to see the Wiz, she meets a scarecrow, she meets a lion, and she meets a Tin Man. So it's all about the journey, trying to get home. And then she finds out all she had to do was click her heels 3 times and she would have gone home.
From the stage crew and cast members to the audience watching, everyone here came together to make the Wiz experience heartwarming and exciting.
One thing I learned is that it's okay to mess up, but you have to keep going until you perfect it. It's like going to school. When you don't know something and you go through and you learn your lesson with the teachers that show you, it was just more about finding my knowledge that I had the whole time and believing in myself that I was smart enough.
I got to learn about our school through this play. It was really fun to work with everybody and get to know everybody. Everybody in the cast has become my family. And it was just amazing to see all the little kids' reactions, see that they liked it, see that all of her work didn't go to waste.
I hope that they learn that friendship is everything. Without your friends, you can't do anything. Patience is key, and that when you just use teamwork, you put everything together.
It makes me feel proud. I think the kids had a good time. The actresses were funny and engaging.
I think the special part is actually running through the show with the dress rehearsal and then putting it on and doing it. It was definitely a different feeling for me, actually not the dry run, but actually I'm doing the show. So it's very energetic. I was a little overwhelmed, oh my gosh, I'm ready to start. It's I actually got to perform, not just say the lines. I have to act, I have to be the line. I became the line that day.
My role was a Munchkin, and the experience was pretty good because I never performed in a Broadway production. It was fun to get to know new people that go to our high school.
It means a lot to me because it's my first time, and my friends and my family come here to support me.
The stage crew is the backbone of the play. They consist of light coordination, timing, and making sure the show is flowing well.
Both of us worked on stage crew, and even though it was tiring, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was just like, it wasn't really that complicated, just moving a couple props around, but we had like a whole crew like helping us. It's like a bunch of us back there, so we were good. It's a great way to learn like teamwork and how to work with people, and if you really do want to become like a person who does help with like movie sets and all sort of stuff, you can.
The Wiz is a very inspiring story that helps the audience realize the importance of friendship, knowledge, following your heart, and never giving up on what is important to you.
They was really like into it, like the actors, they felt like they were really, I felt like I was really in the movie.
I liked how they like came together and like made all this and took their time to do this. My favorite part was probably them singing and showing off their talents. I liked that all the dances, and that some dances were slow and that some dances were that they were singing because they all had great voices, and that some of them had that they all had courage to get on the stage in front of a lot of people.
I think it was a role model. It was a role model experience. They got to see what it looks like when you want to be in the arts. We had dancing, we had singing, we had acting. So for those students who are interested in the arts, I think it was a good motivation.
We started in October, and the show was in May. Here it is. It took a lot of long hours. We practiced in this building from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I went through a lot, and it was a very amazing experience to have.
It was a lot of running around and blocking and screaming, but overall it was just a lot of fun.
So there you have it. Our students are really putting themselves out there to inspire and showcase their talents. Congrats to everyone involved into bringing the Wiz alive. This has been Bass and Saw with the City School Student Media Team. See you next time.
I think they did an excellent job on the play, from backstage to the cute little munchkins to the full cast.
Absolutely. Showcasing wonderful artistic talents can really be a role model experience to the younger audience.
Okay, so for our next story, reporter Alana Hines takes us to the Aquaponics lab to learn about building and maintaining more comfortable life for fish.
Oh, that sounds fun. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, I'm Alana Hines from the City School Student Media Team, and today for this very special story, we are here at the Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, where a mere question proposed by my classmates fostered growth and curiosity amongst the students here. We will explore how the students utilize the engineering and the scientific process in order to grow and build and experiment. Let's get started.
Top one, if you do this one as well, and then you can drain it straight.
So the whole thing that had sparked curiosity was the fact that our yellow perched fish were fighting each other, and we wanted to know why. I believe that the reason why the fish were fighting as much was because they didn't have enough food. So I increased the food intake, and not only did they get a little fat, but they stopped fighting as much. So it's always a plus. Hey guys, so I'm here with Nayel. She just got finished draining the fish tanks. So can you tell me what you were doing, why you were doing it?
Well, we're draining the fish tanks because we noticed that they're dirty and that's not good for the fish.
From doing all this, what do you think you've gotten out of this course?
After finishing the experiment, I think that I changed my outlook on how nature can affect, not so nature, but like the slightest thing as a color of a background can change the effect of the fish and their behavior.
So let's make this happen.
Hey guys, so I'm here with Danny and Ricky, and they just got finished cutting wood in order to build a well for the Aquaponics lab. So what's this project all for? What's going on?
So we're basically building a Dutch bucket system for the Aquaponics lab, an introduction to research program. As you can see behind me, this table is going to support all of the Dutch buckets that we'll have. This smaller table will support a fish tank. This will be a self-sustaining system, all fed by itself.
Me, I want to go into the aerospace field, and for that I feel like I'm going to have the skills of engineering to do that, so it really has influenced my choice. At first I just want to fly a plane and be done with it, but now I want to build a plane and fly it.
What I want students to get out of this is three things really. First is the fact that you can really chart your own destiny as far as education, so you can determine what you want to learn and then set out a plan and learn it. Second thing would be the fact that even though you weren't taught how to build things like in a shop class, everyone here can build something and do something productive. And the third thing is that school isn't always just about books and homework and tests and computers and everything. It can be about fish, it can be about building things, it can be about creating new projects.
Wow, that was phenomenal. Watching students truly combine and embody the scientific and engineering process definitely shows a deep understanding. The kids here at the Aquaponics lab definitely has what it takes to start a scientific revolution. This has been Alana Hines from the City School Student Media Team. See you next time.
Thank you, Alana, for showcasing what goes on in Polly's Aquaponics lab. I had no idea.
It appears there's always something to do in class, and you can learn something different in school other than your regular courses.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, now we have to take a quick break, but stay tuned because up next we take a look at the Empowerment Academy as they prepare for Lion King Jr.
We'll be right back after the break.
We have a role to play, especially when it comes to making sure each student is in school every day. The City Schools community can create a climate that makes school a place where students want to be. Many students may not be in school because of personal or financial issues. Staff connects with students to identify barriers in the home, the community, or the school building that hinder the ability to attend school every day. Schools can reward students for improved attendance with parties, announcements, shout-outs, and special trips. So let's do our part in making sure all our students are in school every day and ready to succeed.
Hi, I'm Imani and I go to Western High School. I'm here to talk about school budgets. Not something you think I'd be interested in, right? But school budgets are about me, and they're about all students and the teachers and parents and everybody who makes school work. So we all know how budgets should work. So how can we make them work for us? The first step is knowing about the money. City Schools' budget is more than $1 billion each year. About 3/4 of that comes from the state of Maryland, and about 1/4 of that comes from Baltimore City. We also get some dollars from the federal government and other sources. The amount we get is based mostly on how many kids go to Baltimore City public schools. The more students, the more dollars. Those dollars come mostly from taxes, that is, your school budget comes from you. So it's important they have a say in how the dollars are spent. So once we know about how much money the whole district should get, the second step is figuring out how much to go to each school. About 70% of the total district budget goes to schools. Most of the rest goes to schools too, but it's managed by the district office for things like electricity, trash removal, buses and MTA passes, school police, athletes, and a lot more. There are also dollars spent on administration that keeps the district running. That big 70% turns into an amount for each school. Every school gets a total amount based on how many students are expected to be at that school next year. There's a formula for figuring out the amount for each of the district's 30 or so charter schools, and another called fair student funding. That's used for schools that aren't chartered. There are extra dollars depending on who the students are, like if they have disability, or are gifted, or if they're learning English. This year, the fair student funding formula started giving extra to schools that serve mostly low-income families. That's because these students can need extra support to do as well as kids who go to schools in neighborhoods that are better off and have more resources. The third step is the fun part. Once principals know how much money will be in their budget for the next year, they figure out what to spend it on. This is where I come in. Some money comes off the top to pay for principals, teachers for pre-K, and students learning English, career and technology education teachers, and some staff members who support students with disabilities. City schools call these locked positions because district policy and education law says schools are locked into having these people in schools. There are also additional unlocked dollars for staff members for special education based on individuals' needs of students in the school, and principals have to set aside money for this. But what's left over? This is where your principal needs to hear from you. Your school budget priority meeting is your chance to tell your principal what's most important to you at school, to help him or her figure out how to spend those remaining dollars. So it's time to speak up. Your principal will also have a meeting to show you the school budget draft and the final submitted budget. So remember, it's your money and it's your school. Help make it work for you.
I'm a first-generation college student, so there wasn't much help from from home with the process. Like, they encouraged me, but they didn't really know how to go about the process. So I worked here in North Avenue last year as Student Congress President, and I received a mentor, Dr. Jessup, who works here, and she helped me with the college process, her and her husband. If I didn't have her, then it would have been way harder than what it was.
Hey parents, wondering when you should call the doctor for your sick child? Let's find out.
Jasmine, you had a fever for about 2 days now, and I think it's about time we call the doctor.
Okay.
If your child experiences any of the following symptoms, a fever of 99.6 or above for more than 2 days, vomiting or diarrhea for more than 2 days, or has had the sniffles for more than a week and cannot concentrate and has a loss of energy, please ensure that your child receives proper attention from a medical professional. Let's do our part in making sure that our students stay healthy. Hey kids, have you got started on your service learning hour? Do you want to be able to graduate with no problem? Well, stick with me as I tell you everything you need to know. First, every student must complete 75 hours of service learning to be able to graduate, and some students even get started in middle school. The idea is to get to high school and not have to worry about getting the hours, so it's never too early to start. Service learning could be going to a nursing home and volunteering. You see that key word? It's something you do in your spare time that you don't get paid for. Some high school seniors get overwhelmed when they don't have enough hours, so they run around trying to find a place to volunteer. Trust me, you do not want to be like them. One idea is to help the homeless, or even help plant some flowers, paint, or clean up your school community. So get going and talk to a school counselor, a teacher, or a principal about what your school is doing for service learning.
Welcome back to Building a Generation, our show for bringing together the best of what's happening across Baltimore City public schools.
And now we head to the Empowerment Academy to see what it takes to create a play for Lion King Jr.
Day in and day out, students worked on their lines, created props, worked on music and lighting, and really committed themselves.
Sounds like a ton went into the play. I need to see more.
Definitely.
Hit it!
This production is just really teaching them discipline. It takes practice, it takes rehearsals, it takes focus, it takes concentration, it takes using your body, your voice to be able to express yourself.
I'm practicing Bonsai, one of the 3 lead hyenas. I watched the film, so that helps me get into character. And I actually researched the animals, see like how their behavior is like.
My job for the play is the sound manager. I control all the sounds from the back of the room. It's a lot of songs, and you gotta know when to control it and when to turn it off.
I do the lights. I use the music as the cue, but I also use the lines inside the script too.
We have labeled the lights so then we can know which light we are going to use. And then we'll talk with the producer on what colors should we use.
I'm the stage manager, so I do all the house lights and the stage lights, and I'm also the curtains person.
We actually plan during classroom time to work on songs, dances, props. They already created background scenery and things like that, so they actually have things that they're doing in the classroom to be a part of the full production.
We're teaching everybody all the songs, teaching them how to use diction, pronounce their words, and how to sing out clearly. I have some students who came to me and said they weren't singers. I said, well, once we finish, you'll be a singer.
I help out with the music, the act, the clothing / prop, and the art. They gotta get ready, drawn out, painted.
Of course, as the art teacher, I am heavily involved in the props. We have done some cool 3D Mufasa masks, as well as worked on some hyenas. We've done a bit of the grass for our grassland scene. And then our next thing to tackle is the cave, which will hopefully be fun.
Working behind the scenes is fun because I get to see the before and after. Sometimes it's overwhelming because Miss Webb and Miss Taylor expect a lot from us, just because without us, then there really is no play itself.
In the beginning, we got our roles and we had to look over them so we can understand them before we practiced.
And it helps with school too for me because you need a lot of focusing and studying and stuff. So ever since I've been doing this play, it's been helping me study. Every time I finish studying my Lion King, I will study my math or my reading.
Miss Webb and Mrs. Taylor helped me out a lot while giving me notes.
Miss Webb is a phenomenal acting teacher. Like, she teaches us all the movements, warm-ups. So I'm going to try to use her technique in my acting.
She helps me remember my lines and she goes over them with me. We work on transitions between the scenes and where we're supposed to stand during the scene.
I can tell some of my theater teachers and dance teachers that I did plays when I was in middle school, so this may help me with my career.
Give it your all. If you want to be in a play, do your best at it, because you never know what it could take you one day.
Production is giving them a feel for what's it really like in community theater and what it's really going to be like when they go off to performing arts schools or in drama clubs in their high school.
Those kids sounded phenomenal at their rehearsal.
You're absolutely right. The instructors were definitely doing a great job with the students to be the best that they can be.
Nice job to everyone. Hopefully this experience stays with them as they go to high school.
All right, up next we take a look at a ceremony for the first year teachers as they come together and talk about their experiences and feeling appreciated.
Amaru was there with the media team. Take it away, Amaru.
Hey everyone, this is Amari Barber, and tonight City Schools is celebrating all of our amazing teachers finishing their first year. So let's see what they've learned and why teaching in City Schools is a place to make real change.
You are part of an elite and select group of people who every day get to touch the lives of young people. Other people talk about it, you walk it.
We understand that our greatest assets here in City Schools are our students and our staff, and we want to highlight and really recognize teachers for what they've done in their first year with us.
This is an opportunity for the district to just let our teachers know we appreciate them, that we know that they're working hard for our students, and we want to work just as hard for them to celebrate all of their good deeds.
Why do you think this event tonight is so important?
It's important for us to see other teachers that have gone through the first year and survive. First year is about survival.
This is a huge event. It allows us to network with one another and maybe some insight that one person might not have experienced, but the other person can kind of guide you along.
My first year was challenging. Being in Baltimore City Schools has been an amazing experience. There were times where I wanted to give up. There were times where I was confused about curriculum and how to modify assignments, but I overcame.
The district is a great place to work. We really believe that we are in the midst of a great transition here in City Schools and have great opportunities. Along with the staff and the teachers that we have here, we're going to be able to make an impact on the lives of our students so that they can succeed in every area of their lives.
For our teachers, it's an excellent way for you to give back, to exemplify your passion and what you do, and our kids deserve the best. And why not come here and teach and be with our students and be your best?
Torsina Robinson nominated Mr. Gregory Gibson. Gregory, great. And Cena said this: Mr. Gibson teaches self-contained special education students at the elementary level at Hazelwood Elementary Middle School.
We have a huge opportunity to impact the lives of our students. If we want to see a cultural difference in the world that we live in, it really starts with how we impact these students on a foundational level. And the opportunities are major. The way we can impact these students and help them to see the world in a different way.
These are individuals who have dedicated their career to finding a way to make sure that all students have an opportunity to get a great education and go on and do whatever they want to do and what they dream of. I think that our teachers demonstrate some skill that is often understated.
Wow, what an outstanding event. It's great to see our first year teachers being recognized for their amazing work, and we hope to see more events like this in the future. This has been Amari Barber coming at you from City School Student Media Team. Have a great one.
Amaru has done a great job on reporting stories throughout the school year. Keep up the good work.
Also, it's so nice to see City Schools doing something special for their first year teachers.
Yes, and congratulations to all. Now, Amani is here to take a look at her old school, Baltimore International Academy. Did you know they teach 5 different languages?
Really? I wonder how that works. Let's find out.
Hey, this is Imani here at my old school, Baltimore International Academy, where we will check out how they infuse culture and language into our student lives.
Меня зовут Garland, я учусь в 8 классе в Baltimorской internationalной академии. I said my name is Garland. I'm in the 8th grade at Baltimore International Academy.
As soon as we settled into the classrooms, I got hit with the wave of nostalgia as we watched the students say the morning pledge and greet their teachers with a daily welcome.
I pledge allegiance to the flag de los Estados Unidos de América. Wafache, Shajoye, Sigle, Arbetiante, e Justice por tous.
The schools offer French, Chinese, Spanish, Russian, and Arabic, splitting the schools by floors and colors.
Здравствуйте. 11 часов сегодня. 11:31. Since Russian is like a completely different language, for example, like Spanish and French is kind of easy because it's like the same letters and stuff. But with Russian, it's kind of hard, like memorizing like all the different, like how to write each letter and like all the different cases you have to learn.
It should come to no surprise that learning a new language can be incredibly difficult. So to make the process easier, teachers use flashcards and musical interactive games to help students further grasp their target language.
What does that mean?
Just now we are playing a game to practice for a Chinese test that we're going to take.
I'm using different techniques, using a lot of visuals, demonstrating things through physical approach. Once they figure out like basic commands, basic things they need to do, like everyday simple sentences, things get really easy and, it gets going.
At BIA, teachers turn lessons into musical endeavors, whether it's from shows and movies or just off the head original compositions. You can hear music pouring down the halls of the school all day.
I think it's a great opportunity for anyone. None of us had this opportunity in the past, but again, it makes them to be open-minded and international-minded by being with teachers and being with the staff around the world.
My absolute favorite memory of my time in BIA would be the time spent learning the language, but also the culture. Teachers share stories of their home countries and the holidays, allowing students to feel a deeper connection to their target language.
We celebrate a lot of Chinese holidays. On Chinese New Year, we have a Chinese New Year celebration, and we get to sing Chinese songs and dance and eat a lot of Chinese food. And I think that's really fun.
We try to embrace the Hispanic heritage and the culture, and so we learn about the true meaning of it and why we celebrate it, and we kind of learn about, the independence in that certain part of Mexico. For Cinco de Mayo, we'll eat cultural foods, to get a feel of the culture.
Each class gets an opportunity to fully appreciate the full culture of the language they take. Teachers will bring in food and clothes and share photos of their childhood from their home countries, letting students see the language past just the classroom setting.
Pull up Google Earth to see where my home was and the capital of the Russia. So one of the kids was like, I am from Russia. I am this is my flag. So they actually take on their the cultural identity without it being enforced, which is funny. And they distinguish themselves from different immersions. They're like, no, we're Russian.
From kindergarten to 8th grade, we have seen how BIA gives students a world-class education and prepares them for not only today, but beyond. This has been Imani Humphrey-Soares with the City School Student Media Team. See you next time.
It's definitely great to learn a new language at such a young age.
That's right. It will benefit them in the future as they are learning new skills. Excellent job.
Hey, guess what?
What?
It's time for the question of the show. All right, in the Aquaponics store with Alana, what helped the fish stop fighting? Was it A, sing a song, B, increase food intake, C, decrease food intake, or D, add more fish?
The correct answer is coming right up after these messages.
Hey parents, wondering when you should not send your kid to school? Let's find out.
Okay, class, I need your attention. We're about to start class right about now. Please turn to 213, the linear combination method. Do I have any readers? Ramo, are you okay? Come on, 213. Ronald, are you okay?
I don't feel too good.
Oh wow, you're burning up.
If your child is experiencing any of the following symptoms, a fever at 99.6 or above, vomiting or diarrhea, persistent cough, pink eye, a sore throat, or a problem causing loss in concentration, please ensure that your child receives proper attention from a medical professional or at home. Let's do our part in keeping our schools and students healthy.
These are our future: engineers and electricians,
software designers and doctors,
construction workers and childcare providers.
They will build apps and houses, create menus and video games,
work with cutting-edge technology and kids.
They'll be found in classrooms and courtrooms, construction sites, and computer labs.
They are Baltimore City Public School students. They are career and technology education.
What are you doing to prepare for college? Here at Baltimore City Public Schools, there are many opportunities for students to earn college credits while in high school. Dual enrollment allows students to take courses free of charge at local colleges. This way, students get to know what it's really like to be in college. P-Tech is for students interested in a career in technology. Here at City Schools, we have 3 P-Tech programs, and each one comes with a diploma, tuition-free associate's degree, internships, and first access to jobs after graduation. For students who complete one of our award-winning career and technology education programs, they can earn industry certification and college credits. A ton of schools offer advanced placement classes. For students, success in the International Baccalaureate program can result in course credit, scholarships, and other admissions-related benefits after high school. So get a head start on college credits and save money by taking advantage of college prep opportunities right here at Baltimore City Public Schools. To learn more, go to www.baltimorecitysschools.org/college. This has been Jacqueline Hammett with the City Schools Student Media Team. See you next time.
The most important thing is to try to find out what you want to do with your life. Well, I've always wanted to be a doctor, so that's sort of like guided me, and that's sort of like been my motivation to do so well in school. And that will be your motivation. If you say, hey, I want to be a photographer, then you'll work towards that. If you want to be a doctor, you'll work towards that. And you'll pick the college, or you'll do whatever. You'll pick the internships, and that will just sort of guide you. So try to find some type of long-term goal if you can, and just let that guide you like I did.
I am a Baltimore City Public School student.
I'm Lara Goma, Baltimore City Public School.
maa ngi dëkk ci Baltimore City bi.
Salut, je suis une élève de Baltimore City Public School.
Soy un estudiante de Baltimore City Public Schools. أنا طالب في مدارس بالتيمور الحكومية.
We are Baltimore
City Public School students.
And we celebrate diversity
every day.
Work is underway on modernizing school buildings, like here at Fort Worthington Elementary Middle School.
The type of school buildings we deserve.
Our new schools will provide community-friendly spaces and be better for our environment. They will allow for innovative technology and 21st century teaching and learning.
The 21st Century School Buildings program is positively affecting my education and my city.
That's right. Learn more about this major commitment from the state, City of Baltimore, and city schools by visiting baltimore21stcenturyschools.org. Building a brighter future together.
Hey kids, have you got started on your service learning hour? Do you want to be able to graduate with no problem? Well, stick with me as I tell you everything you need to know. First, every student must complete 75 hours of service learning to be able to graduate. And some students even get started in middle school. The idea is to get to high school and not have to worry about getting the hours. So it's never too early to start. Service learning could be going to a nursing home and volunteering. You see that key word? It's something you do in your spare time that you don't get paid for. Some high school seniors get overwhelmed when they don't have enough hours, so they run around trying to find a place to volunteer. Trust me, you do not want to be like them. One idea is to help the homeless, or even help plant some flowers, paint, or clean up your school community. So get going and talk to a school counselor, a teacher, or a principal about what your school is doing for service learning.
Welcome back. Now it's time for the answer to the question of the show.
All right, in the Aquaponics story with Alana, what helped the fish to stop fighting? Was it A, sing a song, B, increase food intake, C, decrease food intake, or D, add more fish?
The correct answer is B, increase food intake. Adding more food for the fish caused them to stop fighting.
I know it's a lot, everyone, but we are almost done, so please stay a little longer.
Yes, these last 3 stories will definitely be ones to watch.
Up next, we learn about the Bmore Me project, where students around Baltimore City are exploring neighborhoods and sharing what they've learned about their city.
I can't wait to hear about this one. Let's go.
The project the kids are doing is called Bmore Me. That's going to help to change the narrative of Baltimore.
It's not really a dangerous place. Like on the news, they keep showing Baltimore's my home. It's where I grew up. We have to explore the city, like around our neighborhood, our school neighborhood, so we can get pictures and upload them to make a photo essay for class.
It's a lot of history, like the statues, the harbor, the activities they have, the community projects they work on.
These students decided to do a photo essay where they're going to gather photos and write about those photos to tell their story, to tell their side of Baltimore and what they see in the community.
We're looking at different times in history, going way back to like the Harlem Renaissance and women's suffrage, and looking at how different people in different parts of our time worked to change the narrative, to give the kids an idea of, hey, I can probably, change the narrative too. They may not be able to do it this way, but this is what they did and I can probably do it too. So the final project, they are creating, and they have an option of creating like a mural or a piece of art or maybe even a video or something like that that expresses their narrative of Baltimore City.
I think that it's important to learn about your history, and it's important to learn what your ancestors did and how people your color was treated back in those days.
We can analyze the expression during the Harlem Renaissance in order to summarize how African Americans changed the narrative of race relations during the Jim Crow era.
If you know anything about the Jim Crow laws, the Harlem Renaissance, or the Great Migration, because we're going to learn a little bit about the Great Migration too.
The name comes from the fertile soil associated with the region. And for most of America's history, more than 90% of the country's largest minority group lived here. It was one of the largest internal migrations in U.S. history, and now data indicates that a new movement is taking shape. In the years immediately following emancipation, most freed slaves chose to stay in their community.
It's best to educate us with movements that's happened in the past so we can get an idea of how hard it was and how we struggled to survive back then than struggling now.
What kind of neighborhood activities happen in your neighborhood? And look at the pictures for some inspiration.
Memorials in Baltimore is a way for people to honor the deceased who have died for our freedom or died during terrorist attacks. We honor them through multiple memorials such as Fort McHenry, the Constellation, and Federal Park. Baltimore is very historic, for Fort McHenry and stuff. It's where people fought for our freedom as a whole, and now we're just being turned into a bad place, and it's not.
I just feel like violence and stuff happens everywhere, and they're kind of exaggerating how it happens in Baltimore. I feel like Baltimore is a really cool place. I like the way they educate children, because I grew up in a county, and I actually like Baltimore's education more.
We are focusing on different parts of Baltimore. Like last time, we were trying to focus on the neighborhood and the city, but now we're focusing on the shops, businesses, and neighborhoods.
When we talk about the Inner Harbor and tourism with the memorials and history, with going to the stadiums, with the businesses and the restaurants. So as we start to mold this into our narrative of Baltimore, we can kind of group these things together as we see fit.
We just wanted it to pop. Like, you walk into the school, you walk into the office, and you just see this entire unit. And it makes me feel good because we got a chance to show people what we're really about. And this is us showing the good in Baltimore.
I learned that we have a lot more monuments than what I thought. Yeah, I don't venture outside a lot. So it was really nice, it was really nice just going outside and just viewing Baltimore.
Everyone who lives in the city, it's our responsibility to work to change the narrative that's out there.
Great job, Thomas Johnson and Harlem Park Elementary Middle School, for allowing us to capture their experience.
And everyone, be on the lookout because Bmore Me will be expanding to even more grades in the coming school year.
All right, let's find out what makes our city schools Teacher of the Year, Mr. Kyer Butts, and his students so special.
Here, students are inspired by books they've read this year to write stories of resilience. Sounds exciting. Let's find out.
That Baltimore kids are valued. I value my kids, and they are valuable.
Tell you you're fake. Man, forget you. Because when I grow up, you're going to watch me be great. The right person or people that will be there for you no matter what.
If you think about yourself and how you are resilient, how you've maybe overcome something hostile in your life, how did you overcome those challenges? And how did that inspire you to be your best self or to reach your highest possibility? So it says, give 3 examples of a hostile environment from any module or module text. We're talking Bud Not Buddy, right? Out of the Dust, Ramayana, the Divine Loophole, The Odyssey, Written in Bone, Blood on the River. So what hostile environments were in other books or with other characters, and how did those characters show heroism?
Billy Joe had to go through how her mom died because she had birth and she got burned.
Yeah, that was great, right? Billy Joe had to deal with the death of her mother, also baby Franklin.
And then he went on a long adventure just to find his real family.
Just kept moving along, right? He did not give up. Perseverance, great one. How can you show us a story about your life that captivates the reader about who you are and what you care about when it comes to Baltimore? So by doing this station work today and highlighting the words is to make sure that we are showing our best selves in story or narrative form to others.
Showing how we feel about Baltimore or how it has affected us in our life and what it has caused us to go through. My story is, have you ever? Wake up, Baltimore, life is real. Have you ever wondered why you have a hard life everywhere you go? Has anyone ever told you that you're not good enough or that you're ugly or that you don't have the talent, that you're not worth it? Well, guess what? You're not the only one.
The sticks and stones may break my bones, but words don't hurt. That's a lie. They do hurt.
My life and how I lived in Baltimore and how long I've been living and stuff like that. Like the bad things and the good things in my life. My pain, can you see it? No, because I don't show it. This life that I'm living is not what I want to see. Where I walk down the street and see a gun in his hand, put it down, please. Please don't put that gun to my head.
The idea that by hearing from somebody about his or her experiences from that student is going to sort of give credence to this idea that we are really the same, right? We've all sort of gone through these struggles, just like the characters in all of the modules that we've read so far this year.
We have to go over some ground rules. No booing, be respectful, snap, don't clap. Let's get it started.
Students perform better when they know that someone's there to care for them, and when they also know that someone's going to accept them unconditionally.
I'm like one of those people that got stage fright and don't want to be in front of everybody. Morgan, she was like, your story is good. You should go up there and share it because people go through that stuff. So I went up and said my story, even though it's nerve-wracking.
Wake up, Baltimore, your city is in pain. Why? Because kids are being slaughtered each and every day, no matter the age or the race. But if you're black or Hispanic, sometimes you know if your life is wasted just to end up in a messed up life with kids they can't even take care of. Come on, Baltimore. You got these fathers saying bye-bye to their kids like they wasn't even born.
That's tough. It's good.
And help other kids really express themselves in different ways other than how they do now. Living in Baltimore, you're not pretty enough, your hair's not natural enough, your makeup is trash. Why does it matter? We're all the same. Is it because of who I am or what I want to be?
You know, talking about how she's been called out of her name and that in this city as a young black girl, you know, you've got to be this, you've got to be that, your hair's got to be this. That's society sort of compounding and compacting and honestly limiting our kids. I feel like it's my job to make sure that students know that they shouldn't be limited and that your greatest asset is yourself.
One day, you'll live your dream and be whatever you want. But for right now, just believe in yourself and be there for you because nobody else will. Love yourself because sometimes you'll need it. Me personally, I don't like to talk about myself or like my struggles that much. Like I just like to keep to myself. So this is actually helping me to get my feelings out.
Kids trust you when you trust them, and they love you when you love them. And then you're able to do some really great, amazing things like you saw today and highlight their personal stories.
He really knows how to help students.
He pours his heart out. Like Mr. K is emotional, but he can keep it strong at the same time.
He'll always be there and he'll help me out with any problems that I have.
I am just playing a true microscopic role in their life, and I'm excited that they get to enhance mine every day.
Believe it or not, you only had yourself to begin. This is my story. Where I live is not great, where I live is not bad, but it needs to get better. Let's help.
Okay, that was good.
All right, before you get off the stage, you know what you have to do, right?
No.
Bow.
Oh, okay.
It's nice to see young students expressing themselves in such a supportive and caring environment.
You're right, and congrats one more time to Mr. Kyer Butts, City School Teacher of the Year.
So we made it to the last story of the episode. It's a special end of the year wrap-up video hosted by the City School CEO, Dr. Sonja Brookins Santelises, and she celebrates the year and looks ahead to a promising future.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations on this end to an incredibly successful school year. We have a great deal to celebrate. Our blueprint for success is coming to life in many exciting ways. In literacy, elementary and middle school students are growing in reading, writing, speaking, and listening with a new curriculum that builds literacy skills through learning about deep content, interesting topics, and reading challenging texts. This year, 20 schools have new literacy coaches to help teachers meet all students' needs and improve their practice. Next year, we'll add 20 more. Our 7th and 8th grade students read the book Dear Martin along with the rest of the city as part of One Book Baltimore. And we launched a new course of study called Bmore Me in middle and high schools, where students are thinking differently about their own stories and their place in our beautiful city. Student wholeness is all about making sure students are excited to come to school and that school is an inspiring place to be. We're focusing on making sure students and staff members feel safe and supported. 35 of our schools had a special focus on social emotional learning or restorative practices this year. And next year, we'll add 21 more. Every school will have at least one social worker. And we're adding more art teachers. More schools are offering Algebra 1 in 8th grade. And we launched a program to help 6th graders get ready for algebra later in middle school. 83 elementary and middle schools have specialized, gifted, and advanced learning opportunities, and the state has recognized 19 of these schools with an award for excellence. And next year, every single high school will offer advanced placement classes. Staff members are being recognized as leaders in their roles. Teachers and community advocates explored ways to recruit and retain Black teachers. And our professional learning opportunities included teachers, school leaders, and school staff. And we celebrated the dedicated employees who serve our students and families year after year with our Teacher of the Year awards, the Heart of the Schools Award for principals, and events to thank employees for years of service. We have positive momentum. I'm proud to say more of our seniors are graduating in 4 years, and more schools have made significant gains on the PARCC test last year. Finally, we've had lots of opportunities to come together. At the first annual City Schools Back to School Night, we welcomed more than 2,000 students and families for fun and learning. At the International Family Night, 1,200 of us celebrated the cultures of the many countries our families come from. 400 fathers and male caregivers joined us for our Fatherhood Summit. Middle and high school students joined us at pop-up events, and the community joined us for great conversations about equity, early learning, school climate, and school choice. There's lots of work ahead, but with your help and support, we've made incredible progress this year. Your voices are essential in both the hard conversations and in the celebrations. We will be planning more opportunities next year when you can tell us what's working, what's not, and your ideas for our best next steps. I'd like to say a special congratulations to our graduating seniors, their families, and their teachers. You made it, and I wish you nothing but success on your next steps. Have a wonderful summer break, relax, and read a great book or two. Most importantly, I hope you spend some time resting so we can all show up to the new school year with energy and excitement about what's ahead.
We had so many accomplishments over the course of the school year. I honestly cannot wait to see what next year has in store.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, unfortunately, that brings us to the end of this expanded episode and the first season of Building a Generation. Thank you for joining us and sharing the wonderful stories of our schools and communities.
And be sure to watch us on Education Channel 77 and head to vimeo.com/City Schools anytime. Or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're everywhere. And I'm Jacqueline Hammett.
And I'm Bryce Taylor. Thank you for building a generation. See you next time.